Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Welcome to Strangers Ranch in Lawrence, South Carolina for round 4 of the MidEast Hare Scramble Series PeeWee Bike season. It's a chilly morning over the hills as the riders get ready to face the track. Even with rains earlier in the week, some of the puddles have dried up thanks to the quads from the previous day, but many of the large mud pits are still swamped out and surely to be a challenge. The rest of the track is mostly dry as the riders cross the open hills and wooded sections. On the first row in Super 8 to 9, we have our top riders of the season, Mason Moretz, currently leading the points, but only barely over Jameson Sowers. Jaxon Saxon on the number 99 KTM is currently third in points after consistent finishes in the first 3 rounds. Ayden Melton is back after injury at Peach Smash where he ended up finishing 15th and a lap down. This has put him back in 5th place in the point standing, but today he's looking to gain some ground. Braxton McCarson is also back after his podium finish last round and is looking to get another shot on the podium. Back on row 3 with the intermediate 6, Gavin Hodges is here to defend his 8 points lead. This week he's riding the 705 KTM from Maddox Wellborn, who's still out on injury. Hopefully there's a little bit of luck coming from his friend. Second in points is Seth Houston, the son of the James Gang rider Jeremy Houston. We got a chance to catch up with him on Saturday night.
It's gonna be good. It's muddy and it's a fast track.
How you been doing in the points so far?
Good.
You gonna think you get the championship?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Heck yeah. Anything you're trying to improve on for the rest of the year? What you trying to get better at?
Trying to get better at the new dirt bike.
Coming in just 1 point behind Seth is Nicholas Knighton. He's coming back from a rough finish, pushing his bike across the line at Peach Smash and looking for some redemption. Another point back is Bryce Grant on the 105 Yamaha. After taking second place at Peach Smash, he'll be looking to move up from his 4th place position in points. On the second to last row, we're following girls 4 to 9 class where Taylor Baird has a decent 5-point lead over second place Lexie Conner. Gabby Pereira is back after a rough 5th place finish at Peach Smash, pushing her bike across the finish. Georgia D'Amaron is back after her win last round and looking to get another. The riders are all focused on the green flag as Ricky Tower gives a signal for 10 seconds.
I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
As the first row takes off, most have a great launch, causing a nearly 10-way bunch up in the first corner. Number 574, Brody Kincaid, emerges, taking the whole shot with Ayden Melton hot on his heels. Jameson Sowers ended up in a tie for 4th. Braxton McCarson and Jaxon Saxon made it around the hay bale a little bit further back. These positions wouldn't stick for long though, as Jameson Sowers and Ayden Melton would end up battling it out through the first lap. Mason Moretz came through just 10 seconds later in 3rd, followed quickly by Jaxon Saxon and Braxton McCarson, less than 6 seconds apart and 4 seconds from each other. Intermediate 6 got off to a bumpy start as Gavin Hodges and Seth Houston ran at each other off the line. This left a gap on the inside for number 501, Gage Marr, to rocket through the first corner, taking the whole shot. Following behind came Gavin Hodges, Seth Houston, Nicholas Knighton, then Bryce Grant. Gage Marr wouldn't be able to hold on to the lead over Gavin Hodges though. Gavin took off, finishing the first lap nearly a minute ahead of Seth Houston. Seth then was nearly a minute ahead of Nicholas Knighton, your next rider. Bryce Grant unfortunately had a 12-minute lap, putting in 4th overall, 2 minutes behind Seth Houston. Girls 4 to 9 launched off the line with Addison Burgess in the 503 KTM getting around the hay bale first and taking the whole shot. Following her came Georgia D'Amaron, Lexie Conner, Taylor Baird, and Gabby Pereira. Georgia D'Amaron and Taylor Baird would make their way past Addison Burgess though, taking 1st and 2nd by the end of the first lap. Lexie Conner would be in 4th behind Addison by just over a second. Gabby Pereira unfortunately would fall to 6th by nearly 45 seconds.
So when I run into rejection, I know it's all in redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The choices are quite unlikely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, Can I fit in the boxes? Stop it, stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion was never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. Quitting was never an option.
Through the middle of the six-lap race, Jameson Sowers pushed forward, getting a solid lead over second place. Ayden Melton unfortunately wouldn't be able to hold on to second after some rough laps, falling all the way back to fourth. This left room for Moretz and Jaxon Saxon to step up to second and third. Mason seemed to be cruising the beginning last, but quickly picked up pace on Jameson Sowers by over 12 seconds per lap, and eventually taking the lead going into the last lap. Braxton McCarson held on to fifth place position, but was losing sight of fourth place more and more each lap. Gavin Hodges continued to show why he's the intermediate 6 points leader, bringing his distance from second place up to 2 and then 3 minutes through the middle laps. Meanwhile, Seth Houston and Nicholas Knighton had some back and forth battling for second. By lap 3 of 4, Seth Houston was behind Nicholas Knighton by 2 seconds. Bryce Grant continued to hold down fourth place with at least 5 minutes to each spot on either side of him. The girls 4 to 9 reshuffled positions as the riders saw a few difficult laps. Georgia D'Amaron had a decent lead through laps 2 of 4, but had fallen all the way into second place, 3 seconds behind Taylor Baird by the end of the third lap. Taylor Baird had initially been in a battle with Lexie Conner for second place and had beaten her by lap 3. This left Lexie Conner in third, but by over 2.5 minutes due to a rough lap. Gabby Pereira would battle it out with number 77, Ava Byrne, for fourth place and would remain 8 minutes from the top 3. Through the final lap, Mason Moretz would pull off the fastest lap of the day at 5 minutes and 27 seconds. When he would see the checkered flag, he would be more than a minute over second place Jameson Sowers. Jaxon Saxon will be next across the line, 19 seconds behind, closing out your podium. Ayden Melton continued his trend with lap times getting worse, falling 2 minutes behind third place. Braxton McCarson continued to hold down fifth place as well, following Ayden by nearly 2 minutes. Intermediate 6 saw a big split in positions. Gavin Hodges went to complete his fifth lap, being the only rider to do so, securing himself the win. Seth Houston came back to retake second place over Nicholas Knighton on their final lap by 45 seconds. Bryce Grant continued to hold down fourth place, finishing over 5 minutes behind the top 3. Taylor Baird saw a series of great lap times through laps 3 and 4 to get her into the lead and the win. Georgia D'Amaron had a pretty consistent couple of laps, but couldn't keep pace with the leader. This gave her second place finish and nearly a minute and a half behind. Lexie Conner held down third place, falling nearly 4 minutes behind after a series of rough laps. These 3 would be the only girls 4 to 9 riders to complete 4 laps. Gabby Pereira would continue her battle with Ava Byrne, crossing the line at the end of lap 3, just 6 seconds apart. Next up for Easter weekend is Chestnut Corner back in Lawrence, South Carolina. It's a single-day event with every race on Saturday for some rapid-fire action. Will Mason Moretz be back on his win streak, or will Jameson Sowers take the trophy home for himself? And will Ayden Melton bring back his top 3 position, or will Jaxon Saxon keep him back? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.